Hey, members. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Before I even begin, there was something that was released today about Wendy Williams Judge, and I want to find it so I can reference it. Okay. And I'll wait till y'all get here so I can even explain why I'm talking about her. Hey, Phoenix. Somebody wants to be seen. Okay. Hello, hello. All right, close the door. I'll come out when I finish. All right, that was Nyla. That's the Power Rock one. she is. She is a beautiful little Aquarius born on her great grandmother's birthday, my grandmother. She likes Power Rocks. She likes drawing, performing art. She's a good dancer. And she would love to have a YouTube channel of her own, but she's not allowed. The other one is in the tub. All right. So Wendy Williams Judge, did you guys see how they've been going back and forth with each other? If you didn't, I don't want to. Do I want to watch this on the Root, or do I want to find a different news source? I don't think I'm too familiar with the Root. Daily Mail. Okay. Wendy Williams denied dinner with niece and new lawyer as her conservatorship hits third year. Says Wendy Williams court appointed guardian Sabrina Morrissey. It's a safe site. Okay, then I'll go back to the Root because it's from 3 hours ago. This one is from yesterday, so I'll go back to the Root. It says, you won't believe what this guardianship judge just told Wendy. Here's the tea. It's no secret that It's no secret that there have been a lot of confusing and suspicious moving parts when it comes to Wendy Williams, her court-appointed guardianship, and her subsequent quest to be freed from it. But the latest updates leave more questions than answers. During a court appearance on Thursday, Judge Lisa Sokoloff, I already don't trust her. Her last name is Sokoloff, and I don't like the way I have to say that. I don't like the way I have to use the guttural part of my throat. I feel like that last name reminds me of I know it's Russian. It reminds me of an insult that a white person would come up to call into. Shut up, you Sokoloff. Just suck it, you Sokoloff. Sounds like something a white person would call you when they're demeaning you. Anyways, Judge Lisa Sokoloff reportedly told the former daytime talk show host, this is a judge, by the way, told the former daytime talk show host that while she may previously had a good run in Hollywood, She shouldn't have any confidence in reviving her career. According to TMZ, Sokoloff allegedly told Williams verbatim that her career was done. Does that sound like a judge just upholding the law for someone who is medically unable to take care of themselves? Or did that sound like a bitch, we got you now and you're never going to get out, you're done? Oh, sorry guys. It's just Amazon outside. I heard something and I got to check. I'm going to keep reading. Sokoloff also allegedly had harsh words. Why is this judge having harsh words for these people? For Williams' niece, Alex Finney, accusing her of leaking information to the press about her aunt's case. What's wrong with that? And threatening her with sanctions if she continued to do so. The judge also reportedly insulted Williams' family. She told Wendy's niece, if you keep telling the press about how Wendy is doing, I will sanction you. Stop letting people become aware of what we're doing with Wendy Williams, or I will punish you too. The friction comes just one day after Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, reportedly disallowed her from having dinner with Finney and her new personal lawyer. They're stopping her from having a dinner with her new lawyer and her niece. The denial is in stark contrast to what Morris previously told TMZ back in March, which was that Williams was allowed to leave her assisted living facility whenever she wants to visit with family and friends. Morrissey did, however, reportedly allow Williams out of the facility Thursday evening to have dinner with her niece, Dawn Lemon, and Lemon's husband, Tim Malone. Don Lemon, why would you bring him in from the machine? Another TV person who probably could be used to try to talk her into whatever, a whole setup if I ever saw one. Taco Pina, her new lawyer, was absent from this dinner that she was allowed to go to. So she wasn't allowed to go to the dinner on Wednesday to a man. She wasn't allowed to go to the dinner on Wednesday with her niece and her new attorney. But on Thursday, she can go to dinner with her niece, Don Lemon, and Don Lemon's husband. Are they handlers? That's what that sounds like. These new details add another layer of controversy to the already messy litigation around Williams' guardianship. As we previously told you, Sokoloff was reportedly so bothered by the former radio host's recent press runs that she floated the idea of moving her to a facility with tighter restrictions. I have always contended that Wendy will be given the independence she can handle. I question how well she has handled the independence she has been given, the judge said in part in one email. Wow. In another email, Sokoloff wrote, tell your client, because this is how they sound like they talking to her, tell your client that if she wants a jury, she should refrain from trying to poison the jury pool. Do y'all hear how they talking to her? If she wants a jury, tell her to keep her mouth shut. And stop trying to poison the jury pool? Or you mean tell what abuses she's going through and then actually have jurors that might vote to free her? we got to read some of this stuff, because the stuff that they are telling us that they're doing in plain sight, not on social media, they're putting it in the old school media publications, because they know y'all not there anymore. You're waiting for it to pop up on social media. But here, they'll tell you, because we're not watching these places anymore. I am, though. But why is Sokoloff so upset that Williams is speaking out about how she's being treated in her guardianship? Does she have the right to speak on her experience? Why is her guardian sending mixed messages about Williams' freedoms and what she can and can't do? That was the article. And this is why I wanted to come talk about Wendy. Because this is recent. This is the most recent update in her situation. I didn't imagine that they would just be so blunt like this. We all can see what they're doing, but the fact that they, in the public, saying they can really talk to her any kind of way if they know that it's nothing that can be done. It's signed, sealed, and delivered in law at this point. And I'm wondering, could they even get a judge to, could they get that judge off the case? That should be something that should be done. So it makes me wonder why no other judge is watching this and saying, hey, I know the law, and they can't do that. Why is no other entity? So that's why we're here today. That's why we's here. Because they're doing this, and it's literally nothing that we can do about it but complain and mourn for Wendy. My God, my God, my God. This breaks my heart doing this. Her whole situation is so sad because it's being played like it was sad when it was Britney Spears too. Because I was here and present for that as well. So it's even more sadder seeing it play out this way for Wendy when we know what's the end goal. Makes my head hurt almost thinking about it. Spirit. When it comes to Wendy Williams and the judge, you know what? I got that judge's name here. I'm finna call her ass. I'm finna call her ass. I'm finna call her ass on down. Come on down. Sokoloff. What's your damn name? Judge Lisa Sokoloff. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, collective energy of Judge Lisa Sokoloff. Judge Lisa Sokoloff, please allow me to conjure up her spirit, soul, and collective energy. Judge Lisa Sokoloff. Judge Lisa Sokoloff. I smell cigarettes. I wonder if she smokes cigarettes. I can almost see her chambers. A wooden desk, the cherry wood or whatever fancy wood that is, the desk. I see her standing up, kind of leaned up against her window of her office, smoking a cigarette. See her flick it out, kind of straighten out her robe, goes, sits down at her desk, signs off a paper, pushes it to the side, signs off a paper. That's what I see in my mind. Let's talk to Judge Lisa Sokoloff. Hey, JD. Judge Lisa Sokoloff, why are you treating Wendy Williams the way you've been reported to recently treat her? What is your interest and involvement in keeping her under a guardianship? Why are you helping to keep Wendy in a guardianship, and why are you speaking to her so aggressively if you're just doing your job based on her health? These people are out to get her. These are people who are under the table working together, from the judge to the lawyer to the doctor who signed off on her not being able to take care of herself. A secret alliance. However, they're all co-workers. They all work together. A secret alliance, though. They're railroading her. They're also trying to isolate her from this guy, her attorney, her new attorney. That's the new attorney, Wendy and Denise. Denise that's fighting for her. They're trying to keep her away from any resources that could help her. They don't want her talking to the media because they don't want any potential jury to know that she's being mistreated. They don't want to talk to her don't want her to talk to her new attorney because he's going to advise her about what's going on with her and how to get out of it. Don't want her talking to her niece without a handler because they got to watch the niece too. And remember, the niece was threatened with a sanction. The problem is permanently incapacitating her and keeping her from leaking things. The problem is that tea is getting leaked. They want complete blackout when it comes to what they're doing with Wendy. Absolutely. Phoenix, absolutely. This has been in works for some time. Before it even actually happened, this was in some works. When she was on the show, they were working towards this, and I believe they were putting something in that cup. They were drugging her with the pharmaceutical or something to make her look sick. They were inducing something into her so that they could say she had a medical issue. They were inducing these issues. I'll clarify to see if it is in that teacup. Said it before. She ain't need to sip out of that damn cup unless she poured it herself. And I remember Tracy Brown. That's another psychic. I used to listen to her years ago. But on that part, I don't so much now. But on that part, I remember her saying that they was going to put something in her cup. I don't know. I'll have to come back and clarify who's responsible for this. The Magician. Wendy might have a small win. Or this is just her fighting in her right mind. I think she might be thinking clearly right now, not induced. I believe Wendy is in a fighting spirit right now. Alert. I think she also stopped taking whatever people had been giving to her because she probably realized that it was in something. I think she stopped drinking something that they used to give her. Hey, sweetie, how are you? Are you at home? And if so, is your... Hold on, you guys. Ma! Call your sister. Val. She texted me and asked me if you was home, so I imagine she trying to get in touch with you. Call her. She texted me, looking for you. I just can't win. I just can't win today. All right. Also, this judge is she literally, my aunt just texted me and asked me if I was around my mom. Um, and I'm like, why is you? Oh, she texted me again. Ops, how are you? She meant to say oops, but you know, old people, they can't text, so it say ops, how are you? Even though I know what they be saying, I always read it how they wrote it because it's much funnier that way to read it how you said it. Ops, how are you? When a 66-year-old texts you, they ain't gonna never spell or say the right thing. Sorry, I got interrupted. My auntie called me. No peace today. At 7, as long as you mean 7 at night and not 7 in the morning, yes, you can, JD. I'm available tomorrow. 7 is good because the kids should be gone. All right. This is that nasty, nasty, nasty judge. Um, Came out as a king of swords in reverse because she has power and she's being nasty. If they said that she was being really insulting and nasty, if they say she talked to Wendy like that, she did that. They seem to be angry that Wendy isn't sipping their Kool-Aid and she's been coherent lately. They're trying to punish Wendy because she hasn't been sipping the Kool-Aid lately and she's been in her right mind. So they're being really mean and nasty and aggressive with her. It's kind of scary. If I was a scary type. Also trying to keep her out of the media, away from loving family, friends, or support. Legal kidnapping. It was upright. That's her being grabbed, gagged, thrown in a trunk, and never seen. Real kidnapping. The legal kind, though. Seemed like she free, but she ain't. I don't know. Apparently, she ain't got one. Because if she did, she'd have been up out of there. I could do it, but not without her or someone close to her asking for my help. Otherwise, I'm just wasting my time because it might not work. Free will. All they got to do is ask, and I'm telling you, next thing y'all know, they'll be saying the case is messed up and Wendy has a win in court. The jury decided to not try. It would be just that, just like that, just like that. I've done court cases. I just recently did one. Remember I showed a testimonial? The building owner in New York was selling the building and decided to do so and gave all the tenants 30 days to get out. Rent paying tenants, 30 days to get out. And one of y'all cousins hit me up in a bind and said, I've been paying my bills. I go to work. I get out these people, they building, but 30 days and we just found out that's not enough time. I have to save up some money and I have to go. We need 6 to 8 months to move comfortably. So I went to work. First, she didn't know the landlord's name, so I had to work the attorney. And I was like, well, this may or may not work because he don't make the final decision. But at least I can make him sympathetic to the situation so that he advises his client that it's in his best interest. Um, I'm sorry, my aunt just texted me and she getting on my nerves. Um, I can have him advise his client that it would be the nice thing to do, but I need the landlord. So we did the attorney, and sure enough, he advised, but the landlord was adamant. So then she finally came back with his name, and then I got him too. And then I did that, I think on a Saturday. Her court date was Wednesday. She said, girl, 6 months. I said, I know. Y'all was going to have 6 or 8. And from the date that she first contacted me, which was 2 months prior, it turned out to be 8 total. And if I needed to put the judge in there too, I'd have did it. But all I really needed was the landlord because it was his decision. Didn't take but 72 hours to wrap his mind around my little finger. Wendy, I know she can't, but her niece, hopes and fears. I think that they fear they're going to get caught and snagged and snatched back from being able to move forward with what they're doing. There's someone working in the midst of this. This person here feels like they're do boy. I wonder who has access to Wendy. Not just the people that they tell us about. I wonder who all really has access to Wendy, like on a day-to-day basis. There's someone they depend on to do something. Tower moment outcome. And I'm reading the judge, so I don't know if this is a good tower moment or a bad one for her. Let's see. This is outcome. Oh, okay. They may not get away with everything they're trying to get away with. I see a setback for them. Um, I see a setback for them. Her son is a Leo. This is a fire sign card. I'll look into him in a second. Her son, something about him spending her money. There may be a snag with them trying to siphon her money. The son is playing a part in this in some way. Silence. I don't know if in the past They could try to, they could be trying to take her out. I see betrayal here, and I think it's coming from her son. Something is riding on him, on whether he does or doesn't do something. Yeah. Hold on, you guys. I don't know, but she getting on my nerves. I don't know if I can trust that son to think she prayed for him. Even if he's not doing something still actively, something he's done really put the, and I know it was the spending her money that made them be able to do that, but I wonder if he knew that what he was doing was going to trigger this whole situation, or if he didn't know it would. Him spending her money would trigger this. That's what I'm wondering. I see hatred for his mother. For some reason, it seems like they need him to not back out of all of this. Because at some point, there was a lot of hatred for his mother, probably sometime around the decline of the show, because he was concerned about her money. It's like her deciding to put her foot down with the dad messed things up for him. Things were going good for him with Wendy being in that bad, unhappy situation. So yeah, he was spiteful and spending her money when she lost the show and things start changing with her. But did he know, or was he just out here, Spirit, did he know what was happening, or was he just out here being young and fucking dumb? It was definitely, at the time, whatever was going on seemed like it would benefit him. I don't know if he thought it was going to go all the way like this, but whatever the setup was, at the time, he was definitely thinking only of himself. And so he probably wasn't thinking about the long-term ramifications of what he was doing. He was just thinking about himself, spending his mama money, buying whatever he wanted behind her back. And that's how it made it easier for the judge, but that would have already been playing out back in the past. So let me see what that is. Let me see who was doing this. Kevin. Kevin set this all in motion. Probably out of spite of how she was cutting him out, divorcing him. Out of spite. I think he set this all in motion. I think that he thought that by having her being drugged continuously and with that cup on the show, that if they had her in a conservatorship or if she needed a guardian, it would be him. And then he would control everything. I think that's what he thought the outcome was, but you invited those thugs in with you and they out-thugged you. You can't out-thug the original thugs, Kevin. Kevin set this in motion and he thought he was going to be the one to be the conservator. And he probably thought it would be done before the divorce, before he didn't have a legal right to it. did this. And look, he cut out the picture too. This makes me so angry for Wendy. Wendy has people that love and support her despite though, and there are people who want to help her get free. At least two people. One of those is her niece, the other one is her new attorney. They'll find a way to get to her and consult her. They're trying to tell her that the judge can't do something. They're trying to find a way to get the judge off of her case. That's what they're doing. They are looking for evidence to show that the doctor who signed off on that was paid to do so, or did so knowing that he would receive some of her money once it was in the system. Spirit, will they get her? Is this tower them getting her? I see her being tied up in this situation. They're going to fight tooth and nail. This is a battle. I just don't think that it's going to go as smooth as they want it to for Wendy. I think they're going to have some blowback to being able to implement all of this onto her. That's for sure. Spirit, that tower as the outcome, is that Wendy being consumed by these people, or is that her? Is that Wendy having a win for herself? Because that tower came when I'm reading the judge. Spirit, does that judgment benefit Wendy Williams, or does it benefit the judge? I mean, that tower. Who does it benefit, that tower and the outcome? I don't think it benefits Wendy in the long run. She won't get off scot-free. She's not going to be released, I don't believe. But whatever they do, it will fully expose the system in a way that can't be denied as the outcome. However, even if they win the war, the battle with Wendy, this situation with Wendy will have caused a tower moment for the collective of us who are watching this go down right before us, and who will absolutely be empowered to try to figure out how we, because now that it's being played out in the public instead of, out of our eye where these things usually take place, there's no way that now that the collective conscious has experienced the tower moment where we're now awakened and aware to these things, are they going to be able to sail off into the sunset even if they confine Wendy? So no matter how it goes, they've got a problem on their hands. Even if they can finagle Wendy into this situation legally, they will have a problem either way it goes with the collective, because we're seeing a crime be committed. Like in the woke era, we're seeing a crime be committed, and black people are paying attention because it's a black person. So, we like to fight, we like a cause. It's really sad. Any questions or anything like that? Because I'm going to end this at 9. I've been consulting all day since 12 o'clock. I had an appointment at 12. and it lasted 4 hours. And so I got off of that appointment and got right on live, got off of live, got right on live again. Libra full moon message. What Libra full moon? We're about to have a full moon in Libra. I don't have the energy to start a fresh message right now. It's tomorrow. I want to answer it for you, but that's a whole fresh message that I'd have to deliver, and I don't feel like it. I'm so sorry. The pink moon. Okay, strawberry moon. I can give you. Oh, you just want to know about it. Mm. I don't have too much information to give about it. I don't pay too much attention to what they call the moons and things like that. So I'm not that well versed in pink moons, hunter's moons. I just care about the it's okay, Phoenix. I told you, don't worry about anything like that. If I don't stop you when we're having a session, then it's okay. Cause I know how to stop y'all. I know how to be like, all right, I gotta go. It's okay. And I like being productive. I took a off day yesterday, so I like being productive. Today was productive for me, but I can't give you much about. I pay more attention to the phase of the moon than what kind of moon it is. So I care if it's a new moon, full moon, crescent, waxing gibbous, waning moon. I care about those things. But like the strawberry moon, my experience with that is that I usually have a really heavy period around the strawberry moon. And my cycle just went off probably yesterday, and it was a really heavy one. And so now that you guys told me that it's the strawberry moon, that makes sense because I always have a heavier, redder flow with the strawberry moon. That makes sense. So you just dropped the gem for me because that's the only thing that I ever notice whenever there's a strawberry moon is that I have a very heavy flow, minimal cramps, and heavier bleeding than usual. And if I have no cramps, if I don't PMS with cramps, and my cycle just pops on and the cramps didn't announce it, then I'm gonna bleed heavier. But when my cramps precede the actual flow, then I have a lighter flow. So the heavier the cramps, the lighter the flow. But strawberry moons for me, they indicate those heavy flows with no cramp symptoms, and that's exactly what this cycle was. And it just ended yesterday. So that's what I know about the strawberry moon is to double up on my protections because I'm going to be a little waterier. The tide is higher for me. That's all I got. That's all I know. Yeah, I'm actually, after I end this live, I am going to go and see. I remember, JD, you did tell me that my Bluetooth was on. I'm going to go see my medicine man because he texted me too and said he has something new for me to try. When I log off at 9 o'clock, I'm going to go see him. Gonna come home, take a shower, go outside, enjoy my devil's lettuce, and then I'm gonna go and get in the bed with my nieces because if I don't get in the bed with them in the guest room, then I'm gonna wake up with their feet and my back in my bed. Mm-hmm. The good kind of herbalist, though. The herbs that I need, honey. Matter of fact, something is misplaced. Something is misplaced. Let me see. Did I misplace it? Oh, there you go. I was going to say, because I got something around here that should have been in my view, and I can't see it, but here you go. So, yeah, this was fun. So, I guess maybe I don't have to wait another 15 minutes since I'm not saying anything. I guess I can just tell you guys this has been great. It's been good. I appreciate you guys too. Y'all been thugging it out with me since what, 5 something? So yeah, this was fun. I really those were the two things that I wanted to discuss, and I am gonna be doing lives Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on both. So I always do my main channel first, and then I'll slide that song, that money in a Ziploc bag. Somebody else commented and was like, girl, why I've been looking for that song. I mean, if I gotta be obsessed with the song, if I can't get it out my head, then I might as well put it in you guys' head too, and we could be obsessed together. I bet you got your life when you went and watched the full video. Because ain't nothing like money in a Ziploc bag. I don't know why it would be in a Ziploc bag, but sure. That's usually where my Mary Jane comes from. They usually keep it in a Ziploc bag. But sure, sure. You can put money in there too. Sure. You know, I like my money to not be able to fit in a Ziploc bag, but sure. Who am I to judge? I listen and don't judge. All right. So, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays is when you guys will see me on these lives. That's my good things come in a Ziploc bag. What else besides marijuana comes in a snack? I'm finna say marijuana in a good sandwich. Snacks, absolutely. I'm with you when you're right, Jess. I'm with you when you're right. And if the sandwich is in a good Ziploc bag, that means it's good. Mean it's good. All right, well, I'm about to skedaddle. I got to run out, see a man by the plant, come back, take a shower, have some me time, eat again, then get into bed with these babies. So, love you guys. The next time you see me will be on Monday. Love you. Bye.